and welcome to Mouse and the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Let us know what your score is. And if you're someone who you're planning on going to the Disney park sometime soon or planning on incorporating Disney into your next vacation, do not hesitate to let me know and email me at mouseandthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to get you set up and make this next vacation as magical as it can be. Speaking of magical vacations and magical times of the year, it is Wine and Food Fest time of the year. So we're going to celebrate the start of this festival by doing the only thing that we know we can do: asking questions about the Wine and Food Fest. So these questions are all based around the Wine and Food Festival that's going on right now in Disney World. So let's get started with question number 1. What Disney World park is usually the host to the Wine and Food Festival? Question number 2. Within 2 years, when was the very first Wine and Food Festival held? Question number 3. What shake seems to be just viral and going crazy all over the internet at this year's Wine and Food Festival? Question number 4. What is the name of the concert series that oftentimes goes hand in hand with the Wine and Food Fest? Question number 5. Where in Disneyland in California will you find their version of the Wine and Food Fest? And question number 6. What president of Disney is credited with coming up with the idea of the Wine and Food Festival? I'm going to give you a few seconds of music, try to come up with those answers, and then I will return. Let's get you some answers here to the tastiest festival that Disney puts on year in and year out. So question number 1, what Walt Disney World park is usually the host of the Wine and Food Festival? Well, that is Epcot. Now, it does change sometimes from year to year on when exactly that festival is going on. Right now, it started mid-July, so it started last week, and it is moving. It typically goes until about November, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later, but right around this time of year is when you will find the Wine and Food Festival. Question number 2. Within 2 years, when was the first Wine and Food Festival held at Epcot? Well, that was 1996. So in order to get the point there, you would have had to set between 1994 and 1998. Now, question number 3. What shake seems to have gone viral so far from this Wine and Food Festival? Well, that is the pickle shake. Now, depending on who you talk to, sounds like the most delicious thing in the world to you or the most disgusting thing in the world to you. I am on the side of sounds just disgusting. I am not a pickle fan. For those pickle enthusiasts that have had it, it sounds like it's pretty good. I am not a pickle fan, so for me, I'm gonna avoid it. Question number 4, what is the name of the concert series that goes hand in hand with the Wine and Food Festival? That is Eat to the Beat. And they have a variety of different artists that show up. It is cool kind of seeing the list. You see some newer names that have never played at Disney before to some names that are there at every single festival. It's kind of a cool series. And when I'm going next time, no one that's really interesting me, so we're just going to bypass that concert. And question number 5, where in Disneyland in California will you find their version of the Food and Wine Festival? That is at Disney's California Adventure. It's not as big as the one in Epcot, but it is still really good as well. And last but not least, question number 6, what president of Disney is credited with coming up with the idea of the Wine and Food Fest? That is George Kalogridis. So he is the one who is credited with coming up with it. He did become a president of Disney at one point as well. So he's the one who's credited with it, and he's encouraged to see the growth of the festival as well. All right, let's move into round number 2 now. And round number 2 is our fast facts round. This round is filled with some questions that are simple and have simple answers. Today's category is Disney anagrams. So for this round, I will give you a phrase that contains all the letters to the name of a Disney movie. You just have to tell me what movie that is. And to help you out, I will also be telling you how many words are in the title of that movie. So for example, if I were to say, "So the Wind," 2 words, you would say Snow White. So let's get started with question number 1. Literal auto, 1 word. Question number 2. Decal liner, 1 word. Question number 3. Lighten oink, 3 words. Question number 4. Can 10th man, 1 word. Question number 5. Earth robber, 2 words. And question number 6. A snippy prom, 2 words. So, full transparency here, I'm not the one who came up with the anagrams. I am terrible at coming up with anagrams. I did use an outside source for these, but I did try to pick the ones that at least made some sense and had some words that we are familiar with. This is also a case where if you are watching this on YouTube, you have a chance to actually see the words as well. So for me, I'm a much more visual person. So if I can see the words, I can kind of rearrange them in my mind. Some people, they can hear them and they can rearrange them, which is an impressive skill. I just don't have that one. So hopefully you can find the one that works best for you. But let's start out at the very top here. Literal auto, 1 word. That has all the letters for Ratatouille. Question number 2, decal liner, 1 word. Those are all the letters for Cinderella. Question number 3, lighten oink, 3 words. That is The Lion King. Question number 4, can 10th man, 1 word. That is Enchantment. Question number 5, earth robber, 2 words. That is Brother Bear. Yes, I saw Earth Robber. It came out for Brother Bear, and I'm just like, that one, it actually kind of goes hand in hand a little bit if you think about it. And last but not least, number 6, a snippy prom. There are a lot of P's in there with 2 words. Hopefully you came up with Mary Poppins. So hopefully you had some fun with that. We might be visiting that again in the future, but that was a fun little word game, if you will. Let's move on now to round number 3, connecting the circles. This round will have 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate to each other some way through Disney. The 6th question will be the connection between those final answers. So I'm going to ask 5 questions. All those answers do relate to Disney in some way. You just have to tell me for number 6, what is that connection? So let's start with question number 1. What 1989 movie is considered the first movie in Disney's Renaissance era? Question number 2. What 1992 musical comedy stars Christian Bale, Bill Pullman, Anne Margaret, and Robert Duvall? Question number 3. What 1992 movie saw Robin Williams play 2 roles but only get credited for 1? Question number 4. What 2004 movie stars Judi Dench, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Jennifer Tilly? Question number 5. What 2016 animated movie is widely considered to be one of the most crude and vile animated movies ever to be made? And question number 6 is, what is the connection between those answers? I'm going to give you a little bit of music, try to conjure up what you think the connection is, and then I will return. All right, let's let's get you some answers here into connecting the circles and make what is on my shirt here, and that is Mickey Mouse. So question number one, what 1989 movie is considered the first movie in the Disney Renaissance era? That is The Little Mermaid. That one obviously came out in 1989. Some people consider, any movie that came out in the 90s part of it, but this one is definitely part of that era, especially if you saw Oliver and Company, which came out in 1988. The leap that was made from Oliver and Company to The Little Mermaid definitely shuffles in a new era of Disney movies. Question number two, what 1992 musical comedy starred Christian Bale, Bill Pullman, Anne Margaret, and Robert Duvall? It's won a lot of awards. That is Newsies. Yes, it's on Broadway. It's done a lot of things and toured, everything else like that. Really cool show. Question number three, what 1992 movie saw Robin Williams play two roles but only get credit for one role? That was Aladdin. He obviously was the genie in Aladdin, but he was the market person at the very beginning of the movie. He was trying to sell you clocks and watches and everything else like that. He also voiced that role, but he only took credit for the genie. Question number four, what 2004 movie starred Judi Dench, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Jennifer Tilly? All-star lineup, not quite an all-star movie. That movie is Home on the Range. And last but not least, question number five, what 2016 animated movie is widely considered to be one of the most crude and vile animated movies ever to be made? That is Sausage Party. Never seen it. I have zero desire to see it, and I will make sure to keep it that way because I've heard nothing but bad things about it. So we had answers such as The Little Mermaid, Newsies, Aladdin, Home on the Range, and Sausage Party. Well, all of the music for those movies were written and produced by Alan Menken. Now, if you don't know who Alan Menken is, yes, you do. He obviously made the music for The Little Mermaid, for Aladdin, for Enchantment. He did it for Beauty and the Beast. He's done it for a lot of different movies. Basically, if there was music involved in a Disney movie in the 90s, with the exception of like Lion King and a couple others, he had a hand in it. Every year when the Spotify review comes out, Alan Menken is my number one played artist. Now, part of that is a lot of his musical scores I keep on a repeat as well because they're just kind of calming and relaxing to listen to. But yes, you've heard of Alan Menken, and he has a huge role in the Disney enterprise and the Disney family. All right, let's move on to round number four now. And round number four is typically reserved for our movie anniversaries. And this week's movie anniversary is the movie Air Bud. And we're going to talk about a singular movie about a very athletic puppy that spawned a huge series that came out and grossed a lot of money for Disney. So let's talk about the movie Air Bud and some of the movies that came out after that. So let's start with question number one. In which sport did Air Bud excel in the first movie? Question number two. Name two of the other sports besides basketball that Air Bud participated in throughout the film series. Question number three. What was the name of the boy who became Air Bud's owner and best friend? Question number four. Within 2 years, when was the first Air Bud movie released? Question number five. Which real-life dog portrayed Air Bud in the movies? And question number six. What 2008 movie is a spin-off of Air Bud and is about saving Santa Claus? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. I will return with the answers, and we'll have a little bit of fun with this one as well. All right, so let's get some answers here to round number four, all about the movie Air Bud, and we talked a little bit about the spin-offs that came from it as well. So question number one, in which sport did Air Bud excel at in the first movie? Well, he was very talented at basketball. He even wore little shoes. They had a jersey for him. It was awesome. It was cute. It was adorable. I loved it. Being as someone who grew up with golden retrievers, I loved it. Question number 2, name 2 of the other sports besides basketball that Air Bud participated in throughout the film series. So obviously he played basketball in the first one. That one didn't count. But he also participated in soccer, football, baseball, volleyball, and ice hockey. So if you named 2 out of any of those 5, you got the point on that one. Question number 3, what was the name of the boy who became Air Bud's owner and best friend? Well, that was Josh Fromm. No, not a quarterback that was drafted in the NFL draft a few years back and was on QB1 on Netflix a few years ago. This is a different Josh Fromm, and he is not from State Farm either. So yeah, Josh Fromm is his name. Question number 4, within 2 years, when was the first Air Bud movie released? It was released in 1997. So in order to earn the point there, you had to guess between 1995 and 1999. And question number 5, which real-life dog portrayed Air Bud in the movies? Well, that was played by a golden retriever by the name of Buddy, which is still a very good name, and also explains in the scene where they're trying to, like, Air Bud's trying to decide where he's gonna go. They kept calling him Buddy, especially Josh's character kept calling him Buddy, because he was actually supposed to respond to that name, to his actual name, and go over to him. And last but not least, what 2008 movie is a spinoff of Air Buds about them saving Santa? That is Snow Buddies. So by that point in the series, Buddy had puppies, and the puppies could talk, and it definitely took a far left turn. Is it cute? Yes. Is it adorable? Yes. We're talking about golden retriever puppies saving Santa. It is adorable. But is it what you imagined when you see the very first Air Bud movie, what it would eventually turn into 11 years later? Not really, but it is cute and it is adorable. It's worth at least a watch around Christmas, especially if you have younger kids. All right, we are moving on to our last and final round here, and this round is called Disney Math. So get your calculators ready, start turning on those math brains. We're going to end today's game with a little bit of fun talking about some Disney math. So how this is going to work, I'm going to give you 2 items, and you're going to have to do some math to figure out a number. I did keep these to addition and subtraction. There's no multiplying, there's no dividing. Try to keep it very simple, very basic. All right, so I'm going to give you 2 items. Both items are a number of some kind. You're going to either have to add those numbers or subtract. I will tell you what to do, and we're just looking for the number that comes with it. So this isn't like math class, where if you don't show your work, but you come up with the right answer, you get no credit. If you come up with the right answer, yeah, I'll give you the credit. It's your game. We're just here having fun with it. So try to come up with the answers. I will give you all the numbers that you need as well at the end. So question number 1, the amount of Toy Story movies plus the amount of Car movies. Question number 2, an exclusive club at the Disney parks minus a fan club with an annual event, this year being held at the Contemporary in Disney World. Question number 3, the current Disney anniversary plus the amount of Dalmatian puppies. Question number 4, the amount of Mighty Ducks movies plus the amount of Frozen movies currently out. Question number 5, the last major anniversary for Disney World in Orlando minus the last major anniversary for Disneyland Paris. And question number 6, the amount of happy haunts in the Haunted Mansion plus the amount of tracks in the Matterhorn. All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. Hopefully you're able to kind of piece those together, and then I will return. All right, hopefully you didn't didn't need to use your calculators too much on this one. I tried to keep the math real simple here for these, so let's have a little bit of fun and let's get those answers. So question number 1, the amount of Toy Story movies plus the amount of Cars movies. Obviously, we're talking about Pixar here. There are currently 4 Toy Story movies. There are currently 3 Cars movies. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So correct answer there is 7. Question number 2, exclusive club for the Disney parks minus the fan club with an annual event, this year being held at the Contemporary in Disney World in Orlando. Well, you have Club 33, which is the exclusive club, minus D23. That would be 33 minus 23. That is 10. So the correct answer there is 10. Question number 3, the current Disney anniversary plus the amount of Dalmatian puppies. Well, we are currently in the 100th anniversary of Disney, so that's 100. Plus the amount of Dalmatian puppies, there were 101 of those. So 100 plus 101 equals 201. Hopefully that one didn't throw too many people off. All right, question number 4, the amount of Mighty Ducks movies plus the amount of Frozen movies currently out. Well, there are 3 Mighty Ducks movies. There are 2 Frozen movies that are currently out. So the correct answer there is 5. Now, if we ask this question in a year or two, the correct answer might be 6, but right now it is 5. Speaking of 5, question number 5 is last major anniversary at Disney World in Orlando minus the last major anniversary at Disneyland Paris. Well, Disney World down in Orlando, Magic Kingdom, just celebrated its 50th anniversary. Disneyland Paris just celebrated their 30th anniversary. So 50 minus 30 equals 20. Correct answer there is 20. Last but not least, question number 6, the amount of happy haunts at the Haunted Mansion plus the amount of tracks at the Matterhorn. Well, there are 999 happy haunts at the Haunted Mansion, and the Matterhorn has 2 tracks. So 999 plus 2 gives us the answer of 1001. Awesome. Hopefully you enjoy that. We'll do that again probably another time. I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next Thursday with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us over on Apple, and make sure if you choose to follow that you choose to automatically download. If you're following us here on YouTube, make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. Make sure you turn on that bell for notifications to make sure that every time that we upload a video, especially these trivia videos, that you are all set and ready to go. If Apple isn't your thing, if YouTube isn't your thing, I am available on all other platforms as well. Speaking of platforms, you can find me at Mouse in the Mitten on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you're planning a Disney vacation or you're thinking about going down to Disney and need some help planning, I would love to help you get set up and would love to help make your vacation as magical as it can be. You can email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Would love to get you set up. There's also a link available in the description of the podcast, in the YouTube description, be able to help you get started as well. But hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next week.